Ding, 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 ding. It is 10 o'clock, actually 10:01 p.m. Saturday night on the west coast of the United States. And it's 05:01 GMT on Sunday morning. This is the fast food, junk food extravaganza for the October 3rd. Can you believe it's October already, Sarah?
Already, I know. I can't believe it's October.
And in the next 7 days, you and I will be either broadcasting or at least recording from where?
Seattle, Washington. We should be in Seattle on Saturday.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just trying to put the text on the screen here for your thing, but I have never been to either Portland or Seattle before.
It will be the lovely. It is the perfect time of year for all of those things that happen with the trees and the color and the falling. So
the trees and the color and the falling, as my students actually had a lesson on that, the seasons, right? It's important to talk about in English is the seasons. And yeah, talk for a minute while I put the text on. Tell us about the things we may do, see, eat, and review on the show in Portland and or Seattle.
Well, definitely Portland has a lot of foodie places. What time are you getting in on Friday? I don't remember.
I'll have to look on my calendar in a sec. I think it is like between 3 and 6 in the afternoon, something like that.
Okay, that's great. One of the places I definitely want to take you to that we will record from, probably not do a live broadcast, will be Voodoo Donuts. And
we may have to do like a breaking news CNN live report when we do that. That is no joke. No joke, I guess. But
just because it's Friday and it'll be that time of day, I'll probably take you to the Satellite Voodoo, which is a larger store that is off of downtown. The downtown one is tiny. It's the original, but it'll be Friday and downtown, and that's just overwhelming for...
And I mean, what's important is not I mean, it'd be nice to go to that restaurant, but what's important is eating the donuts. That's what really matters. Let's see. I'm going to look on my calendar immediately here. By the way, I have not debuted this on any broadcasts or webcasts yet, but I do have a sparkling, shiny new cellular telephone.
Yay, shiny new phone!
It is my baby. It is thinner. I mean, what I always talk about is it's like having a thing from Star Trek, right? Have you ever watched Star Trek where they have the little handheld computer and they're going beep, beep, beep? Now, obviously, the thing was a fake, piece of plastic. It was a prop. It did not function, and the beeps inserted later with sound effects. But this is actually a functional thing, and I actually have the Star Trek animation on there. See, I can go to yellow alert.
Right.
Yellow alert.
Yellow alert, and then I can go to
red alert.
Red alert! Oh my God, we're all going to die. Anyway, yeah, I'm pretty freaking excited. I mean, what I was going to say about the Star Trek thing was that those props they had were actually about yay thick. Like they were a good centimeter or two thick. This is like almost
super thin
credit card, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm pretty excited. Okay, calendar. I have a calendar on this phone, I'm happy to say. Here we go. Flight to San Diego. Oh, no, it's in the midday. I will arrive apparently around 11:05.
a.m.?
A.m.
Oh, so you're taking the same flight I'm taking, but earlier. You leave Tucson at 5:55, don't you?
You are correct. How did you know that?
I'm taking that flight on Tuesday, and you'll take that flight on Friday.
Oh, I see. So you're literally on the exact same flight 2 days earlier. Ah, fabulous. And,
yeah, so since we'll be earlier in the day, definitely I could take you downtown and take you to the food pods downtown, because that is the big Portland thing, are the food carts.
The food, did you say food pods a minute ago?
Well, the food pods, they have different parking lots that they'll call it, the Burnside pod or the Cartopia pod that has 5 or 6 carts in one area. But down by Powell's Book, which is an entire city block bookstore, there's a whole row of food carts.
I see. And what kind of food do these? I mean, I assume it's like San Francisco, where there's kind of an exotic burger one and a pork one and a taco one.
Yeah, I mean there is any kind of food that you can think of, except for Sonoran style food. I swear to God, no place in Portland has like the Sonoran hot dogs anywhere. But they have like little theme ones, because there's one that's like Icon Has Cheeseburger, which has a whole bunch of cats. Like it's like a meme one
called Icon Has Cheeseburger. This is really what it's called?
Yes, it's called Icon Has Cheeseburger, and yeah, all their font is in that meme kind of font. I don't know what font that is, but it looks.
What? I will tell you, it is the same font you see here on the screen, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's called Impact, and I only know that because I happen to put that on here. You know, for every show, I put the phone number and I put the information and stuff like that. And I thought, God, how funny! Like, let's look at an Icon Has Cheeseburger like thing really fast, and let's just see if we can't see. I want to go images. Icon Has Cheeseburger. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess there's a couple. This one I think is the one that is the same one we use. With
yeah.
This little kind of white block letters. Icon Has Cheeseburger. Oh my God. So yeah, that is called Impact, and it's the same one we use, which is creepy and weird and strange. But I love it. Okay, so I have something to talk about tonight. You had some good stories, which I want to start with. What I will tease coming up is the Twinkie diet. Do you remember the guy who did the Twinkie diet? Did you hear this?
I actually don't remember the guy who did the Twinkie diet.
It's funny. Neither did I. Last week I did a show which immediately got zapped because one of the things I did was I would always talk about Jim Gaffigan's comedy about McDonald's.
Right.
I'm pretty sure playing a clip of that got me axed. It was not even like slow. Like I didn't even get a day. The second my recording went off the air, I got an email from YouTube saying copyright, copyright.
Man, so, those algorithms, man, I tell you.
It's amazing. And I mean, good for them. I do feel like it's right for the most part. It's annoying as hell, though, when you're trying to do a show like this. And frankly, as a journalist, I could probably, like, I would probably be okay with, you know, like I would probably win a legal fight if there ever was one, because what I do is I'm not, you know, copywriting it or infringing. And by the way, it's on YouTube. Like, it's already like, why is it on YouTube? Why aren't the same algorithm zapping it from YouTube? It may be Jim Gaffigan's official account, which is why. But that's what we're going to talk about. Maybe at 10:30 or so. I may have to like run to get a new soda because I'm just realizing there's not a lot of soda. I have a few minutes though. So that's what we're going to talk about. But the season is here. It is officially October. Somebody complained about, oh, why we're already seeing pumpkins in the Starbucks and in the stores and stuff. I'm like, well, it's October, like it's time for that now, right?
Right, yeah, it's totally time for pumpkins in the Halloween fashion. I think the pumpkin spice everything is a little bit early, because to me pumpkin spice is more Thanksgiving, which is the end of November.
Well, you're right. I hadn't actually thought to split that hair, but you're totally right. Like pumpkins as a visual thing come in October for Halloween. Pumpkins as a flavor is more related to pumpkin pie, and you're right. That says Thanksgiving. I had not even thought about that until you said that. But I mean,
Costco has pumpkin pie now, which makes me very happy because they've got literally the best store-bought pumpkin pie.
Absolutely. Pumpkin pie, of course, is delicious. I think even homemade, it's obviously homemade is delicious, but I was going to say even Comcast, even Costco has, I think, probably, you know, good to above average. I've never had their pumpkin pie, but I've had like apple pies and stuff from Costco.
Their pumpkin pie is outstanding, and it's less than $6 for the giant pie, you know?
Absolutely. And I mean, usually we have one that is homemade around here for Thanksgiving. I'm trying to think, but I usually make a pecan pie because that's the easiest pie in the world to make and the one that you can't really screw up. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So pumpkin spice is here. Pumpkins are here in the stores for decoration and everything. It also means the big bags of candy.
Yes.
Which I love. Of course, the problem with that, and you've discussed this, the wrapping is sometimes a problem in your opinion? And when you come about Halloween candy, it's like a lot more wrapping per amount of candy, you know?
Right. Post-consumer waste is what I think they call it.
Wow, you do live in Portland. Oh my God. Or at least you certainly talk like a Portlander now. That's kind of a very either Portland, Seattle, Bay, or like a Pacific Northwest thing to say.
You know what? And I want to say that was in some like My So-Called Life from the 90s. Remember that show with Claire Danes and Jared Leto? I want to say
I never watched it myself. I never really saw it, but I know the show you're talking about.
Right, and I want to say that there was an episode where there was a bag, and inside a bag were other individually wrapped candies or individually wrapped biscuits. And, you know, the crazy hippie was like, there's so much post-consumer waste, and she had to, like, explain what post-consumer waste was.
Wow.
So I want to say I got that before I moved to Portland.
Excellent. I'm just trying to think. Do you say any other things that are Portlandese? Because we get a clue of it from Portlandia, right? That show Portlandia actually, I think, kind of nails it, if I'm not mistaken.
Definitely, there's definitely something about the Portland people. I don't know what it is that they just have this air of not I'm better than you, but I am better than you kind of thing going on because they're
certainly like entitled and superior in tone, but they would never say it to your face. That's too politically incorrect, right?
Well, there's like a Panera. Do you know Panera Bread?
Absolutely.
Kind of Portland had a special Panera shop that was a pay what you can, and it's to benefit the homeless in that area. So you go in and they have boxes, no cash registers unless you need to break money. And they tell you, okay, your meal should be $12, put whatever you can in the box. And I myself,
I'm sorry?
when I have been broke and unemployed, I have gone there and had a $12 or $14 lunch for $2 because I just put $2 in the thing. But when you talk to some people, it's like, oh yeah, I love that Panera because I can just, you know, I put $50 in for my cup of coffee, you know, just so they can say how much money that they donated. That no one can back them up saying, right. Oh, well, let me see your receipt.
It's kind of like bragging about always listening to NPR, so you seem sophisticated, even if you really don't. But I mean, I always wonder, does it really work out mathematically? If I assume Panera is a profit-making, you know, company like most others, but at the same time, if it works, like Portland is one of those unique areas, I think, where that could work. And
actually, I think that they came out after it had been open for a year or two, saying that it actually ended up being profitable because you had the philanthropists that were in there writing checks for $500, and you had people dropping in 50s. Because I know I've seen, you know, the women just open up their clutch and they like kind of wave out their 20 and drop it in, so everyone in line behind them can see how much money they've. Yeah, exactly. When I go in, I keep my wallet tucked to myself, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to pretend like there's a lot of money in here, but here's $2 for my $12 mac and cheese. But
I mean, here's the thing. If you, that's the one where people are going to, that's the place where people will be the most understanding if you somehow can't afford to pay. Like, I mean, you know, they're probably, if they see you giving under what the price probably ought to be, maybe they'll give you money directly for that matter. Like, you know. I guess that probably doesn't happen. I don't know what it's like. I should not be expressing even an opinion, but I've heard of it. And I think, God, because in like psychology class, a million years ago when I was in college, we had learned in psychology class about this thing. I think it's called the tragedy of the commons. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like a little game, you know, and I think you play it where there's 3 bits of food per day or something like that. And you can take as many as you want. And the key to the game is if everybody takes just what they need, then everybody can have some. But because some people get greedy and take more, then the game ends because I don't. You have to sort of have, I guess, played this game in a psychology class to understand it. But it's this kind of study in human psychology about how kind of altruistic thing does not apply generally. You know, there's too many people who will just go ahead and be the takers rather than the givers. Except, I think, like I say, in special places like San Francisco, maybe Portland, obviously, and you know, probably one or two other super hyper liberal, you know, places. I don't think that would work in Tulsa, Oklahoma, maybe, or like that.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I definitely, going with that, I have been in there and I have paid, you know, for my full meal, and I've seen the little hipster kids, you know, get out of their car, pile in, you know, the after school pack of 4 or 6, and obviously they have money. They've got the pads and the pods, and they're not wearing secondhand clothes, and they've got money, but they're, you know,
they still have iPods? They still have iPods, really?
Yeah, like I know. They're touch iPads. No,
that is so 2006. But that's very cool. And I mean, I'm excited to come to Portland. We're excited to be at our friend's wedding, all dressed nice and everything, cleaned up.
Well, apparently I floated my mint green with pink flamingo dress past the bride, and she was very excited, so I got to go get that tomorrow.
See, my problem, sorry, I'm having my snack of the show, which is a coffee cake.
Yeah.
The folks at Hostess. By far the thing. I think these are the things. Do you remember when we had the show back at the other place? And
in our studio, yeah.
Like we bought a box of them, and I had eaten 6 of the 8 by the time we were on the air or something. It was insane. Now I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying a minute ago before I explained the food?
I know what I'm wearing. Do you know what you're wearing?
I think that's right. No, I was going to say, and I'm still debating this because I made the mistake of throwing the idea of leather pants out there, and now I think the bride is expecting it. And I mean, I could, but I feel like, God, am I too old for that shit? Like, I don't know. I guess to even consider that is not a very Sebastian idea. Like, I should just go for it and be like, hurrah, you know, but
yeah.
I have mellowed a bit in the past couple of years, and I don't know if I can get away with the leather pants. We'll see. I'll bring them and we'll see. You can tell me what you think. Either way, we're going to have a hell of a thing. Let's see here. What was I going to say? I need to get a soda. Will you do that? Let's talk about the Burger King
yes.
Halloween burger, because we covered this months ago on the show too, back when it was Korean only sandwich. Is that right? Was it Korea or Japan?
Yeah, it was gosh, I want to say South Korea. Let me go ahead and do a screen share. So this is the A1 Halloween Whopper sandwich, and they're calling it Deliciously Dark. Now, the version that we saw before, actually everything was black. The bun was black, the meat was black, the cheese was black, and there was nothing else on it, really. Here, all they've done is kind of given it a black bun.
I was just going to say, the cheese is the normal color. That's the first thing I noticed, because that cheese that was black freaked me out, if you'll recall. And
right. No, I remember that. Yeah, that the cheese really kind of freaked you out. But it is just all normal, except for they've added A1 sauce to it, and the bun in South Korea had squid ink, and I think this one here is just food coloring. I don't think it's anything else special to it, but it's just, you know, got beef patty, A1 sauce.
Oh no! Wait, there it says right there, 5% squid ink. It says.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't see what you see, but okay.
No, that would be funny if it did, though. Okay, Go ahead and talk about. You can talk about either this or just pull up some other stories. I'm gonna run and get a soda, and maybe I meant to go to the bathroom and I didn't. So, give me a couple of moments.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I guess I feel like I can hold it. But let's talk about, what was the story you just sent me?
Story that I sent you was the A1, the Burger King Black Burger.
Oh, right. Okay. That was this one? I thought you had sent me more than one, though. I don't know why
that's what it was. I haven't sent you anything this week because I've been busy with the family stuff.
Well, let's do a quick search here. Let's do some quick, I don't know, junk food news.
Well, since you're talking about having to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but I feel like I might be in there a minute, and I don't want to like interrupt the show. But
well, the thing is, the black burger is having a lot of adverse effects on a lot of people.
What kind of adverse effects? Like, well, I'll let you talk about that. Now I am going to have to go to the bathroom.
Have you ever eaten like maybe more than one serving of the all berries, crunch berries?
And I've had my poop turn green.
Yes. Or had, too much purple drink. Yes. This definitely...
I think if you eat beets, like this is a vegetable, and I know you're not into vegetables, but I actually like beets as one of the sweeter vegetables. And the problem is they're bright red. And if you get a really bright red one, yeah, you'll see that color again later. Okay, I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes. All right. So a lot of people on the web are actually talking about this, and it is the after effects of the black burger. And it does kind of disturb me. I read one blog where the narrator of it just had this great Hulk-like kind of diatribe just saying how bad it was, and it was Hulk angry and, regretting still 2 to 3 days later that they actually ate this black burger. I still probably would try it, even though it will have that adverse effect, just because I have had the Captain Crunch Crunch Berries. And if you have too many bowls of those, you have that same kind of Hulk poop effect. So not the best thing to kind of talk about, but if you haven't tried the black burger and you're kind of squeamish, I would definitely say maybe don't. Another thing in the Burger King burger world is that along with the black burger, they are adding a new chicken sandwich. And really, I don't think it's that great of a change. Let me go ahead here and share that to everyone. Along with the Halloween burger, they're doing a new chicken one. And where are you? There you are. It's going to be the A1, come back here, smoky bacon tender crisp sandwich. And Burger King, surprisingly enough, does a really good chicken sandwich. This one is going to also have the A1 in it, along with bacon, and it's supposed to be thick cut bacon for that. And their brioche style bun. To me, I think that when they get away from just a traditional sesame seed bun, they're making it just a little bit too fancy. And we had this problem before when we were at Carl's Jr., actually, when they had the all-natural burger and they had the brioche bun. The bun just was taken away from the rest of it, so that isn't great. Another thing, because we were talking about it, that it is pumpkin spice season, and Burger King will be doing a pumpkin spice shake. Now, it looks like from the picture, there we go, it's an Oreo pumpkin spice shake. I'm not sure how I feel about that one also, just because, to me, Oreo is very classic, and you just go vanilla with it. So, I mean, possibly you could even go mint with it, but I would just stick with, just an Oreo shake. Let's see. Are you there, darling? No, you're not. Almost there.
I'm here.
Here you are. I was just talking about the pumpkin spice Oreo shake.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a little bit cliche to say this, but I totally feel like you know what I'm going to say, I guess, now that I've telegraphed it. Like, I feel like it's really way too much fucking pumpkin spice. Everything is pumpkin spice. You can get pumpkin spice marshmallows, coffee, what? Cookies, Oreos, what?
Yes, I had the Oreo pumpkin spice. Now, I actually like the pumpkin spice Oreo because it was their vanilla wafer and not the chocolate wafer on top. Okay. So I liked it, but it wasn't an Oreo to me.
They must have figured out that it doesn't appeal to people. The chocolate plus, you know what I'm saying? The chocolate plus the pumpkin must not be good, but the vanilla.
Yeah. And I actually saw that there was a chewing gum, and I forget who it is, that they do all the dessert flavors.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. They have like cotton candy flavored gum and shit.
Yeah, but they also have like orange creamsicle and apple pie and all that kind of stuff. I saw at Walgreens a pumpkin spice chewing gum.
I mean, I guess if you're into it, that's fine. And I mean, I don't dislike it. That's not my point. But I just feel like, I don't, I just bristle against sometimes new things for no reason. And I guess that's a sign I'm an old man now. But like, really? Do we have to have like, I mean, will we have soon pumpkin spice air fresheners? And will we have soon like pumpkin spice soda? Like,
one thing I saw online was pumpkin spice flavored condoms.
Okay,
No.
well, I mean, whatever. Here's the other thing. I still feel like I can sort of top that because do you remember the story of the bacon?
Bacon lube, yeah.
Bacon lube. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm glad I have told this before then because, yeah, I did an interview. It was meant as a joke. Somebody who worked at it was like one of those novelty lube companies that makes patented things. And somebody said something about, no, it wasn't the novelty lube company. It was the novelty bacon company. They can sell you bacon.
Right,
yeah. Can sell you bacon this and bacon that, right? And somebody said, oh, we should do lube. And then somebody decided, oh, what a funny joke to play. And what they did was like they created 500 little bottles of this shit.
Right.
Which was clear and, smooth like lube, but whatever they thought smelled like bacon. I mean, like I cannot describe to you how truly vile it was. Like it was, I mean, bacon is a good smell, right? So you'd think if it were an accurate smelling compound, and I don't know what chemicals they use to create that, but holy crap, it's up there with like, medicine bad flavor, or like it was just horrendous. I mean, not even flavor. I didn't taste it. Just the smell.
Right, you could smell it. One of those things when we go to Portland, one of the big voodoo donut things is the bacon maple bar.
I know. We've looked at pictures of it on this show. In fact, I'll look at a picture of it now. I'm not going to have one because, for one thing,
you don't have one. I know you can't.
Well, I sort of can't. I mean, I just won't because I have my stupid rule about salty and sweet at the same time. Bacon maple bar voodoo donuts. It even comes up for you. Oh my God, that's how popular this thing is.
Yeah.
People search for it on Google to the point where Google knows anything bacon maple comes up. Bacon maple donut. And I mean, here's the thing. Is there bacon inside or just on top?
No. It's a normal maple bar, but the bacon's on top. There's no bacon inside.
I will tell you a secret. I will. This is not a secret, I guess, but this is kind of a revelation as far as me and my very Nazi-esque rule on not combining sweet and salty in my mouth at the same time. This item here is something I feel like I could pick the bacon off, eat the bacon first, and then enjoy the bar without too much trouble.
Yeah.
Like this is actually something I could maybe even figure out a way to eat. As long as there's not like bacon bits inside.
No, it's not inside. There's just two pieces on top, and they don't really leave. Unless you've let your box of donuts sit in the car for a while, you don't really have a lot of...
Probably merge. And it comes with a big bottle of Pepto-Bismol, so that's great.
That's beer. Ugh.
The bacon maple ale.
Yes.
That is probably even a more vile taste or smell than... I mean, maybe not. I could be wrong. I'm usually not wrong. In a case like this, when I think something made to smell or taste like bacon that doesn't usually by itself smell or taste like bacon is not going to be a winning combination for the most part. The only really good bacon smell, and it's not even all real bacon cooking, but real bacon cooking is the actual good bacon smell.
The good, yeah.
I think. For that matter, I wish we could go to San Francisco and go to my favorite food truck of all time, which, as I think I've told you before, is called...
Bacon something.
Bacon is the name of it.
It's bacon something.
Yeah, it's just all it is bacon. Here's the food truck in San Francisco, and a guy with plates and plates of bacon. That's actually the owner. I've talked to him a couple of times because he's like there. This is a small business owner, and he goes around San Francisco and the surrounding Bay Area with let's see. Can I see actually the menu? Is the menu on here? Yeah. No, that's not it. Bacon menu. Here we go. Let's see. So you can get the burger, which is 2 patties with bacon, like 2 burgers, right?
Right.
Double burger. The grilled cheese, which is a grilled cheese plus what they call bacon jam, which is kind of basically like a melted cheese with bacon bits inside.
Okay. All right.
So it's not sweet, although it looks like it, would be sweet. It's just sort of a concoction of cheese and bacon. The LGBT, which is little gem lettuce, goat cheese, bacon, and tomato.
Now, was that intentional that they're the same as the LGBT?
Yeah, like this is in San Francisco, right?
Yeah, gotcha.
Sort of epicenter of the gay world. So yeah, that's no accident. Lettuce, goat cheese, bacon, tomato. And then I like the one that's called the almost veggie. Broccoli, rabe, red peppers. I don't know what rabe is. Bacon, provolone, sriracha. Okay. Sriracha aioli. That doesn't even, I don't even like the look of that word. Sriracha aioli.
Aioli is just a fancy word for mayonnaise.
For mayo, I know. And I didn't know that until you told me like 6 months ago or something. But I don't, I don't do spicy food. I think you also don't.
Right. No, I don't.
And so a kind of sriracha aioli is not appealing to me, but it is probably to most. The banh mi, which is pork meatballs, the belly, which is just a pork belly sandwich, and then it's got fries, belly fries, which has like pork pieces on top of fries and some peppers, and then the bouquet of bacon here, which is basically 6 strips of bacon in a little paper wrapper that fan out like bacon. And then they have bacon root beer. No, this is actually just real like draft root beer. And then they have the chocolate covered bacon strip, which is, of course, a crime against humanity.
Yes, I agree with that. I definitely agree. So I think we'll have a good time in exploring the Portland and the Seattle. Now, how much of Seattle we'll see, I'm not 100% sure because our wedding...
I'm imagining we won't have a chance to see a lot. I mean, we're going to be coming the day of the wedding and leaving the day. Maybe something on Sunday morning, on the way out of town or something. But I think potentially... of course, we're there for a specific purpose, the wedding. So we're not going to, we don't need to, do anything other than that, essentially. But I mean, on the way into town or on the way out of town can't hurt, We kind of just roll and start talking. I mean, I think that's why we started doing this show, Sarah Bell, was that we just talked.
I think that's what you wanted, was just that whole off the cuff kind of
stuff. And we do that so naturally that I was like, God, our regular conversations should be the show. And how often, by the way, even after we've started this show, does it turn out that you and I are talking and then we look at each other and like, why are we not recording this? This is fucking solid gold.
I know, exactly. Like the last time we got pretzels at the mall, it was just,
Yeah, we talked about recording it, and I believe it was like, no, I don't want to. And then I was like, yeah, our conversation was so fucking good that I regretted it. I still regret to this day. Okay, it's halfway through the show. I have a story that I talked about last Saturday. Just kind of here, you were busy, and I was just kind of doing the thing. And after I played the comedy, I came up with the story kind of on the air live. Sadly, it has been blocked, so we can't even watch it. But that's why I'm talking about it again, is because I found it right at the end. And I knew this was something I needed to read more about. I take you back to 2010. This is 5 years ago. And the story wasn't even about this. It made like a reference to this story of the guy who went on the Twinkie diet. If you had to guess, Sarah Bell, you say you have not heard the story before. I believe you. So tell me, if you heard somebody going on a Twinkie diet, would you suspect they lost weight, stayed the same, or gained weight?
Are they eating solely Twinkies, or is milk involved?
We will have to explore that detail. I don't really know, but just on I was hoping to get you to say what think everybody would say, which is...
I would think that as long as his caloric intake, like if he was counting how many Twinkies he can eat a day, he might be able to maintain his same weight. However, if he's just binging on Twinkies, well, of course...
Right. And of course, you, I think, maybe are more aware of this stuff than most people, but either because of what we do here. I mean, I remember your mom going through a lot of issues like related to that. And we were doing like interviews and video and stuff with her back in the day. And I remember her talking about, she has, I think, made you a savvy person, because not only can you actually maintain your weight if you watch your caloric intake, you can lose weight on the Twinkie diet. I take you to because you're not going to believe your fucking eyes. The Twinkie diet helped a nutrition professor lose, get this, 27 pounds. Again, this is
Those aren't Twinkies.
2010. What's that?
Those aren't Twinkies. Those are Little Debbie.
Right. Well, it was. They call it the Twinkie diet, but I mean, you're right. But it is essentially all those types of cakes and candies, all the processed, fucking shit. Right. Mark Haub.
Right.
He is a professor of human nutrition at Kansas State University. For 10 weeks, he ate one of those sugary cakelets every 3 hours instead of meals, not in addition to, instead of. To add variety in his steady stream of Hostess and Little Debbie, he munched on Doritos, sugary cereals, and Oreos. His premise that in weight loss, pure calorie counting is what matters the most and not the nutritional value of the food. He did a convenience store diet when he shed 27 pounds in 2 months. That's actually this diet. I thought that was another thing. Mm-hmm. He calls it the convenience store diet. All those, just the shittiest shit you can get in a convenience store. But he limited himself to 1,800 calories a day, right? Which is, I think, a pretty well-reduced calorie count from what average people eat. What do average people eat calorie-wise a day?
On the diet they're supposed to get, it should be about 2,600. Most Americans are about 3,000, but
yeah, I know, because most Americans kind of have the food problem. I think we all do, to a certain degree. And let's see here. Let's see. Recommended. I think you're right. That's what I've heard. Daily caloric intake. Okay, here we go. Calories. I think you're right, because that when you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, I think it is 2,600. But let's just see. Can we see? Oh, I see. It changes for male and female. It changes for your age.
And height, yeah. And also, I think it was in the next sentence of the story.
What's that?
I think the 2,600 was in the next sentence.
Okay, right. Yeah, duh. A man, oh God, okay. A man of his size before the diet usually consumes 2,600. So he was on a diet, literally, of just junk food. He consumed significantly fewer calories than he burned, meaning he exercised, right? He did exercise. He didn't just sit on the couch eating this shit. His BMI went from 28.8 to 24.9. And it is not easy to get to the normal range of a body mass index. The body mass index, I think we've talked about before, it's kind of a slanted scale. It's not really...
Try not to die over here.
Are you choking on something, my dear?
Apparently.
Oh my God, I didn't even know. I was just reading this story here. I hope you're not dying. Okay. Anyway, so he now weighs 174 when he weighed before that. Does it say what he weighed before that? No, but he lost 27 pounds. Okay. So he was almost 200 or around 200. Also, his bad cholesterol on this diet dropped 20% and his good cholesterol increased by 20%. How is this possible? What does that mean? He says, does it mean I'm healthier, or does it mean we define health from a biology standpoint and we're missing something? So he says, I'm not geared to say this is a good thing to do. I'm stuck in the middle. I guess that's the frustrating part. I can't give a concrete answer. He does not recommend this diet, even though he did it, and look what happened to him. 2/3 of his total intake came from junk food. He drank a protein shake and ate a multivitamin also every day. And he did eat some vegetables, typically a can of green beans, or some celery stalks. So again, we're talking about the food desert, right? Families who live in the food desert can't get to fresh fruits and vegetables, so they rely on the kind of food he was eating. They might eat more of it, but it's possible to have an issue of portion size, he says, rather than total removal. Moderation rather than total removal. That is kind of the defining characteristic of this very show, Sarah Bell Navarro. You know?
Yeah.
I believe in that. I believe moderation rather than total removal. Now, I have people in my family, for instance, who, tell me if they eat something like that, they truly feel like shit afterward. And if that's true,
we've had a discussion, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to make anybody, you know, I'm not saying we should require junk food to be eaten, of course, but like, I feel like I rally against, and you know this, the food shaming, right?
Right.
Whether you're scrawny or whether you're fat, like the food shaming thing is not welcome by anyone for anyone ever. Like, you know, kind of mind your own fucking business with the food because,
Yeah.
you know, we're all running our own race, and it's not anybody's place to tell me if I can have a fucking McDonald's burger or to judge me if I do, to look at me as a shitty person because I drink Mountain Dew, for instance, which some people do. The same person, by the way, also drinks a box of wine a day, so whatever. You know, hello, pot, I'm the kettle. Okay, anyway. So I thought that was. Do you not think this is fascinating as hell? Like, I mean, and do you also are? I'm kind of surprised we hadn't heard of this before.
Right. I mean, it's definitely just one of those examples of reducing your caloric intake and increasing the calories you burn. When I moved from Arizona to Oregon, I went from having family monetary support,
right,
and going out to eat with my mom once or twice a week, to basically living on ramen and peanut butter sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
And I think in the first year that I moved to Oregon, that I was living on my own, I think I lost 40 to 60 pounds.
Interesting. So yeah, I mean, you were kind of on the typical like college kid diet in a way, right?
Right.
Because I occasionally eat the ramen, but back in college it was a thing. Like, it was a very regular thing. And that was like 4,000% of your daily salt intake or something.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Now, there's other things we can't measure, this guy says. For instance, how much does a diet like this affect your cancer risk, you know, or whatever. But when you lose weight, regardless of how you're doing it, you will see things improve. Like, you know, this person was the American Dietetic Association says that being overweight is the central problem that leads to high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. So if you can manage your weight to something that is, you know, normal for you, I guess is the idea, you can eat any fucking burgers or, you know, garbage you want to.
Right. As long as your caloric intake is less than your calories burned.
Right. And, you know, this just shows that I think, you know, it's fine if you want to feed your family nothing but nuts and twigs, seeds and grapes or whatever the hell. But like, you know, don't try to legislate food. Don't look at me because I go to McDonald's, you know, in a bad way. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of that in this current kind of day and age. I really hate it. Like, it bothers me. As a skinny guy, it bothers me. I can only imagine how, you know, someone who's, you know, overweight or obese would feel, you know? I don't know. Let's see. What other stories was I going to talk about?
Here is something that has happened that wasn't really in the news, but I saw it as I drove by.
Go ahead. Tell me.
McDonald's is serving breakfast all day now. Did you not know?
This is breaking news. I feel like I wish I had a breaking news thing that could go across the screen. Breaking news, McDonald's, 24. I mean, that's fucking so huge. And again, if there's one fast food breakfast I really treasure and always kind of have, it's the McDonald's Egg McMuffin, you know? I feel like that is just such a classic thing and always has been. It is the same thing that it was like when I was a kid.
It hasn't changed. No.
It was such a rare thing for us to get it too, because we would like if we were going on like on a family trip or something like that. That is the only time we would ever go. We'd be
the only time I would have them either too. So
yeah, like you're getting in the truck or the car with the whole family, and you're leaving at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you know at 6 o'clock you roll into a McDonald's and grab yourself an Egg McMuffin. I feel like that's kind of part of the American existence, and you know it's a real fresh egg, so it's not any kind of liquid or pre-prepared anything, nothing frozen. I don't think. Maybe the ham. Maybe even the cheese, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like it's such a good...
whether it's refrigerated or frozen.
And for that matter, I guess the English muffins probably aren't fresh either, are they? Maybe they are. I mean, I don't know. I always treasure...
They bake them in store, but I think they're as fresh as the buns.
Yeah. Well, my dad was saying he had gone to Wendy's. We all got burgers at Wendy's this week. And My dad was saying the meat is fresh. The meat is not frozen at Wendy's. And I thought, seriously? I am surprised to learn that. I mean, it's true of In-N-Out, so it's not impossible. But I feel like I did not know that. That was a shock to me.
I did not know that either.
So tell me, I have only really one thing. I feel like we're kind of sputtering out here, but the one thing I was going to say was I'm watching The Big Bang Theory tonight, okay? There's reruns of that all the fucking time.
On TBS all the time, yeah.
TBS, and then you have usually a local station or two that will play them. So it's like at some point you can watch 3 or 4 hours of Big Bang Theory reruns every day if you want to.
Right.
And in 1 half-hour episode, there was, let me remember now, I think 4 different hamburger commercials. Not all in a row. Like it was only one per commercial break. One of them was for Denny's. I have not seen a Denny's commercial in a while, but I guess there's a new promotion going on for a meal at Denny's. I can't remember if it's a Halloween theme or not. And then there's like one of those. Which place has the thick burger?
Carl's Jr.
Is that Carl's Jr.? Because there was an ad. I was walking out of the room as I saw this ad. It was like the last one. I had to teach a class, but it was like the such and such blah blah thick burger now at Carl's Jr. I guess, and I thought,
right.
Okay, thick burger. What was the other one I saw? Oh, maybe it was even. Is it possible there are commercials for that Burger King black bun burger?
There are commercials for the black burger. I have seen them
because I think that was one of the commercials I saw tonight. Burger King. I can't remember the fourth one. No, maybe it was Whataburger. That's what it was. I do remember Whataburger because I said out loud, I'm like, Waterburger, even though people, see it's spelled with what?
What a burger.
It's Whataburger, but people say Waterburger. And as a child, my entire childhood, I thought the place was called Waterburger. Is there extra water in the burger, Mommy? I don't know. All right, my dearling darling, you are flying back to Portland on what day? Tuesday?
Tuesday. Yeah, and I think since we're wrapping up early, I don't know what's going on with my throat, but I need to drink a glass of milk or something.
Oh, you're having some choking issues. Well, that's good. That'll give us another excuse to finish. But yeah, you'll look for us next time. Maybe because here's the thing: my new phone has live broadcast mode,
Yay.
so we can actually do the show live from my phone. Okay, go get some water. We will see you very soon from our special report at Portland, Seattle, Tacoma. I'm Sebastian.
I'm Sarah Bell.
Have a great week.